Welcome back, guys, and now we have the recap of Mr. Alexander Idowu on the business side of fashion. Personally, I struggled in fashion, and my husband actually gave me a lot of tips that if I had listened to then, it would have actually really changed my life. I listened to it this year, and I can tell you that let me count the figures in revenue that I've earned with those ideas of ease that I'd listened to, because he became my personal consultant at a point, much more than being my husband. Okay, I've not introduced that. Okay, he's actually my husband. Mr. Alexander Idowu is my husband and a business consultant, and I can say that don't mind me, familiarity used to yield content, and at some point I wasn't listening to what he has to say because I felt like, you're not a fashion designer, you don't know how I feel about these things, you don't know what's going on, you don't know the challenges and all. But business would always be business at the end of the day. So I listened more to him this year, and it has really, really changed my life and my perspective about business when it comes to the fashion world. So yes, he gave us the story of, let me read it. Okay, the story of Thesla and Thomas Edison. Like, he gave us there are two different people. One, Nicholas is really the kind of person that is creative, has ideas about different things, but never gets to use the business side of it. Like, he does not know how to let me say business is work. You know what? I cannot say it exactly like my husband because he's a more articulate and profound speaker than myself. So, like I said, it's just a recap, and I'm very sure that you still gain from what I'm saying right now. Nicholas was all sort of creative mind, but he does not know how to channel his energy into the business side. Whereby Thomas Edson knows the business of what he was doing, and wasn't even really creative, but he just knew how to go about his business. And guess what? Thomas did well, much more than Nicholas. And at the end of the day, he asked us that, do you want to be Nicholas or you want to be Thomas? Do you want to be Nicholas or you want to be Thomas? He asked us, and people said, okay, no. That was at the end of the session. Before the session, he asked us that, okay, no, not before. Like when he was making a differentiation between Nicholas and Thomas and said that currently we are Nico. But with the conference and all, we're changing to be Thomas by the grace of God. So the business of fashion is very, very important, and we spoke about the market size. Like, you have to research on the kind of market size that you want, your growth potential, the digital transformation that is happening. Then he mentioned a very, very important point that as you are going in this artificial intelligence age and the AI age, we are growing so much that is either you are selling online or you are not selling at all. Yes, I picked that point. So if you don't know how to position your business online, if you don't know how to do the online stuff, then you're not into business again as time goes on. So the digital transformation, the sustainability and ethical practices, and also he spoke about the empowerment practices. So all of this he spoke about. We have the slides that he presented, and you can always have access to them. When you see the slide, you'll be able to put together what exactly the business of fashion is, and you'll be able to work with it, I believe. So he also spoke about the strategies that you can use to help your game in the business of fashion. But you start by asking yourself, why fashion? Why am I going into fashion? What exactly is my motivation to being in fashion? Because at the end of the day, when all the I don't know the correct English to use right now. When everything is happening in fashion, one thing will keep you there. The reason why you actually got into it in the first place. If money is your motivation, then when you're not getting the money, you actually just stop. And when you stop, what's the next thing? Your life will just be like, I'm starting all over again. No. Why fashion? You ask yourself, what problem are you solving? For who are you doing this to? All of these questions would help you to channel your business, will help you to brand yourself, will help you to know what you want to do exactly. So he spoke about all of these things, and we also had a lot of questions and answers from our participants to our speakers. So if you want giving this background story and a very quick recap, you can always reach out to us, you can always reach out to me. And on this platform, somebody also asked that what other resources does Mr. use or uses or use? Okay, I'll do a video about that. So for the business of fashion, I've come to the end of the recap, and I hope you get one or two things. And I just want to end with making you know that fashion is a way of life, and you have to be able to be bold and be brave about the life you want to live, and how you can put all of these things together. You can also do it prayerfully. You may not know why you are into fashion. You may not know what exactly you are, and God is not a God of mistake. For you to have that skill in your hands and that creativity in your hands, then there's something God wants you to do out of it. So you note what God wants you to do with it and channel your energy just to that part. Just like the other speakers had already said, your skills is very, very important. Your association is very, very important. Your growth too is very, very important. You cannot just stay on, okay, I know how to do my fashion, my pattern drafting, and I'm okay. No, you're not just okay with pattern drafting. You can also do your you can get to do your MBA. Without photography too, your fashion is zero. It won't leave your room. It won't leave your current space. It won't. So that is all I have to tell you about the recap of the business side of fashion. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're also going to check the recap of the other speakers that I've already spoken. Thank you. Bye.